Hey guys, welcome to Play the Game. Today I'm bringing you a Cardfight Vanguard deck profile for the Oracle Think Tank Magus and Imperial Daughter hybrid. So I'm going to go through it fairly quickly and then explain the combos as they come along. But let's hurry up and get started. Pretty sure you want to see what's in it. So first in the lineup of grade 3s, we have 4 copies of Hexagonal Magus. Take a look at that. It's got 2 abilities. When placed, Counterblast 1. Check the top 2 cards of your deck and place them in any order. After that, you can draw a card, which is really nice +1. And you have deck knowledge as well. For the second ability, it's Vanguard Rearguard. When you drive check reveals a trigger unit, this unit gets +5,000, which is really nice even on the rearguard. So the very average, you can become a 17,000 just by itself. This is the best first turn ride, I would say. There is another good first turn ride, but it's not as great because you won't get full benefit. But that brings us to our second grade 3. We run 4 copies of the Imperial Daughter. She's really nice as the second turn ride, but if first turn is also okay, it's just basically another hexagonal. It's got 2 abilities. The first one is Auto Vanguard. When placed, Counterblast 1, look at the 2 cards from the top of your deck and put one into your hand and the other into the soul, or you can leave it on top of the deck. So that's the first half of the first ability. The second half is if this unit was written from grade 3, then it gets plus 15,000 and 1 critical. So which is really nice. So like you gain resources to hexagonal and then you just keep riding Imperial Daughter to push for extra damage. Then its second ability is Soul Blast 1. A unit on the field will get plus 6,000. So that is only once per turn, which is really nice. Helps you push for extra numbers. For the last of the grade 3s, we run 3 of Pentagonal Magus. It's got 2 abilities. So the first ability is Continuous on Vanguard. The power increase of trigger units revealed during the drive check is increased by 5,000, which is really nice. So now you have 15k triggers instead of 10ks, but that 10 and 5 is together. They're not separated. It's only one instance. So this second ability, which is what you use this card for, Auto on Vanguard. When it attacks, Soul Blast a grade 3. Discard 5 cards from your hand, and this unit gets plus 3 drive until the end of the battle. And then the number of cards discarded for the cost of this card is reduced by 1 for every Magus rearguard that you have, which is really nice. So you swing at the minimum, it could be 3 cards, so you have 2 front row Magus. That means you discard 3 for the cost. If you have 1, then you discard 4, which is still reducing cost, helps you push for game. And it's really nice to have 5 drive checks because then your opponent cannot compensate for trigger numbers and unit column numbers. Alright, moving on for the grade 2s. Around 4 of Rectangle Magus. So it's got 2 abilities. It's basically another Hexagonal Magus, but the grade 2 version. Rearguard Auto. When placed, Counterblast 1 and Soul Blast 1. Look at the top 2 cards of your deck. Place them in the order that you want and draw a card. And then the second ability, the exact same as Hexagonal. Rearguard. When your drive check reveals a trigger unit, this unit gets plus 5. So at the average, this could be a 14 on Rearguard only though. This doesn't have a Vanguard ability. So remember that. As for the next grade 2, we run 4 of Rhombus Magus. It's only got 1 ability, but this does kind of help when you push for game. Its ability is Auto Rearguard. When it attacks, if you have a Vanguard with Magus in its card name, until the end of the battle, this unit gets plus 5,000. And if that Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, if that Vanguard is grade 3, your opponent cannot intercept. So I don't think Stride would work with this, or in the premium versions, or any grade 4 that we would ever get, but it's not likely. This is kind of like pseudo guard restrict, which is nice. It kind of helps with the next grade 2. We also have 3 of the Silent Tom. It's got 2 abilities. Vanguard Rearguard Auto. When placed, counterblast 1. This unit gets plus 6,000 until the end of turn. Now, you're not really going to use this ability in the deck build, because you also have Imperial Daughter to do that for you. So that if, say, you are on a Daughter turn, then you can use its secondary ability to get the plus 6 instead of counterblasting. So it saves you counterblast because like there is a lot of cards that counterblast in the deck. Hexagonal, Rectangle, especially Tom. We also have Circle Magus in the grade 1 lineup, and Tetra Magus. So this kind of helps you save counterblast. The second one is Continuous Vanguard Rearguard. During the battle that attacked a Vanguard, your opponent cannot call normal units to the Guardian from hand. So they can only use trigger units or Sentinels or draw Sentinels specifically, which is really nice. This is a good guard restrict card. That's it for the grade 2s. For the grade 1 lineup, we have 3 of the Circle Magus. It's got 2 abilities, Auto, Vanguard, Rearguard. When your drive check reveals a grade 2 or greater card, you may put that card on the bottom of the deck, and if you do, draw a card, which is really nice. If you ever feel like, if you're doing like hexagonal plays, or if you're in the daughter turn, then you can definitely try to dig deeper in the deck to increase the likelihood of seeing a trigger. Now, it's not a guaranteed thing, but if you feel like you're not triggering, this can help you in a lot of situations. And then its second ability is when rode upon, counterblast 1 and draw a card. You don't necessarily need to be using that ability too often. If you feel like you're going against a build, Axel build that swings for a lot of numbers, then you should guard so that you don't take too much damage in one turn. But it's very dependent on the situation ahead. And as for the next grade 1s, 4 of Tetra Magus. This is a really nice card. It's 1 ability, Auto, Rearguard. When placed, if your Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, you can counterblast 1, draw a card, reveal up to 1 critical trigger from your hand, and put it on the top of the deck. So this really combos really well with Rectangle Magus and Hexagonal Magus. If like first turn ride on Hexagonal, you want to push for an extra damage, this can help you with that. Or if, let's say, you're using Rectangle Maguses to dig through the deck and then have deck knowledge for pentagonal plays, then you could decrease the likelihood of not triggering, which is really nice. Now, this is reveal up to 1, so you don't have to place critical back. You can use it just to draw. I've used it just to draw sometimes because I feel like I need resources at certain points, which is really nice as well. And then for the next one, we run 3 Crescent Magus. This is very important to the deck because the deck counterblasts so often. Its ability is when placed in the trigger zone, so that's during the drive check or the damage check. If your Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, Soul Blast 1 and Countercharge 1. This really is important. Like, it doesn't matter if this gets into your hand, as long as you drive check or damage check it, it like helps you continue your combo plays with more Rectangle and Tetra Magus. It might even help you get through the Tom as well. For the last one of the grade 1 lineup, we run 1 Cure Magus. It's got Auto, Vanguard, Rearguard. This is also a good first turn ride, but I would rather have it for later in the late games. When placed, look at the top 2 cards of your deck and then stack them in the order that you want. So when this is ridden on top of Lozenji Magus, the effects are simultaneous. So you can do Cure Magus first to force the card that you want to draw with Lozenji Magus, or you could draw first and then force the card that you want as damage, which is really nice. And then of course, onto the grade 0s, we have our starter, Lozenji Magus. When ridden upon, draw a card. Very standard starter. And then of course, a standard trigger lineup as well. 4 Sphere Magus counts towards Magus archetype, but you usually want to use it for guard. Then 4 Mist, the guard sentinels. 4 of these Psychic Birds, critical trigger, and 4 of the Oracle Guardian Nike. It's another crit. So the ratios are 4 heal, 4 draw, 8 crit. So you can tell this deck can become pretty offensive. If not, you can be pretty defensive with your criticals, or aggressive with the Tetra Magus combo. So that's it for the main deck. As for the extra deck, obviously you're running the imaginary gifts for the clan. I only run 1 of each protect marker, so in total 4. But in essence, you only need 4 protect markers to play the deck because you use them very often. But if you'd like, you could have 1 for every grade 3 that you have. I doubt that you ride that often or collect that many protect markers. You also have the perfect guards in the main deck so that you don't really need too many protect markers. But it is nice to have like 1 of each. I do not have the 5th one yet, but that is a very expensive card. Yeah, and that's it. That is the Oracle Think Tank Magus Imperial Daughter Hybrid. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please use this as a guide to make your own version of the build. And I look forward to seeing more of you out there. Alright, thank you, bye.